Greetings LEGO fans and welcome to Retro LEGO, where we revisit and rank the sets in beloved LEGO themes from the past. Today, we pick up right where we left off in Adventurer's Orient Expedition, joining Johnny and the team on their second leg of the journey, which takes them from the turbulent jungles of India to the dizzying heights of the Himalayas. These 5 sets, also released in early 2003, take place in perhaps the harshest conditions the Adventurers team has had to face, and there's no shortage of perils along the way. Though all 3 locations fall under the Orient Expedition banner, they really do feel like unique sub-themes in and of themselves, each bringing their own aesthetic, color scheme, and wardrobe. It's just one more element that makes Orient Expedition the perfect send-off for the Adventurers team as a whole. So bring your warmest clothes and let's trek up to the Himalayas. Taking the bottom spot is set number 7409, The Secret of the Tomb. Originally retailing for $4 US, this small burial site hides a spooky secret for anyone who dares to disturb it. Pushing down rapidly on this towball plate in the front will swing the lid of the tomb wide open and reveal its occupant. A classic floppy-armed skeleton with the evil skull print that was prominent in the mid-2000s. Closely guarding the 2 priceless gems in his hands, he's more than ready to scare off any grave robbers. Though the idea of the play feature is fun, I'm not sure it was brought to life quite as well as the designers might have hoped. Most of the weight of the lid is concentrated on the skeleton's upper body, so he doesn't really pop out upright most of the time. That is, if he pops up at all, because the whole gimmick is reliant on the clutch power of the towball plate, which can definitely decrease pretty quickly. On top of the tomb lies our first instance of the Golden Dingus, which is an artifact that makes an appearance in the Manor von Baron many years later, so we know he eventually got his hands or hand on it eventually. Speaking of the Baron, he's also included in this set, still going by the name of Sam Sinister and wearing the same getup he had in India. Given that this minifigure is pretty much perfect, I don't mind that at all. If it ain't broke, don't fix it in this case. Though the play feature falls a little flat, this is still a fun and affordable set to feature in your Orient Expedition collection. At number 4, we have set number 7423, The Mountain Sleigh. Much like the Red Eagle, this $4 polybag was released separately from the rest. But unlike the Red Eagle, the scale of this set works perfectly with the main releases, giving it so much more utility. The small propeller in the back and the clip-mounted headlight on the front are so whimsical and charming that you can easily forget how impractical they seem. But surprisingly, it turns out that air-powered sleds weren't particularly uncommon in the 1920s, so there's actually less suspension of disbelief required here than you might think. The minifig gracing this unconventional machine is our good friend Dr. Charles Lightning, with the obligatory alternate name of Dr. Kilroy. Here he's sporting yet another new look. Though he's never separated from his trusty red bow tie, he dons a dark gray coat with a number of useful items in his pocket, along with a pair of brown gloves. As this stage of the journey will bring some seriously frigid temperatures, this getup is far more likely to keep him toasty. I really don't have any complaints about this set, and its ability to blend right into the other Himalayas sets might just make this my favorite polybag release in all of Adventurers. Taking the number 3 spot is set number 7415, The Aero Nomad. Hitting shelves at $20 US, this high-flying balloon is the Adventurers gang's main mode of transportation in the treacherous mountain terrain. At first glance, it looks like a slightly taller version of the already excellent balloon featured in the Pharaoh's Forbidden Ruins, but it brings some new things to the table that set it apart. The first is this side-mounted propeller, which offers the ability to steer, and this grappling hook and crate, which allows the team to quickly transfer supplies from the ground to the air. The 2 minifigures hitching a ride on this aerial marvel are the aforementioned Dr. Lightning and the Himalayas version of Johnny Thunder, who gets his most transformative wardrobe yet. While he retains his trademark red bandana and revolver, he swaps his usual button-up shirt for a brown jacket and black gloves, and brings along his printed tan pants from India. In this form, Johnny looks the most like Indiana Jones he ever has, while still retaining his most defining features. I won't lie, this version of Johnny is a contender for my favorite instance of his character. The Aero Nomad feels like essential Orient Expedition fare, and looks great flying over all of the other sets from the Himalayas. If you're enjoying this nostalgia trip, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. The runner-up is set number 7412, the Yetis Hideout. Originally selling for $10 US, this little side quest, similar to Taigura's Roar, puts one of our heroes face to face with another mythical guardian to obtain a precious artifact. This time, it's Gale Storm's turn to step up to the challenge, sporting a completely different look, which is actually set exclusive. Similar to Johnny, she dons a thick brown coat to match the harsh weather of the region and trades in her standard pith helmet for a new element introduced in this series, the Mongolian hat. This cozy headgear looks like exactly what you'd want to keep warm while you're in Yeti country. Speaking of the Yeti, this set's title isn't just a tease, because he indeed makes an appearance here. Built in the same construction style as Taigura, this deadly beast of the snow is just as foreboding. And though he doesn't have any printing like his other Guardian counterparts, he makes his viciousness known by the mold alone. I certainly wouldn't want to be stuck in those teeth. The set's primary play feature is very satisfying. Reaching for the ostensibly unguarded compartment containing a green gem will swing this ice wall right open, revealing the Yeti ready to pounce on his prey. It's pretty much the play feature equivalent of a jump scare, and I love how it suggests that the Yeti is not only physically threatening, but clever enough to set a trap for his victims. Above the gem is a small little roofed structure that houses another instance of the Golden Dingus. This is the one that, according to lore, Sam Sinister snatched from the Yeti, but in the process, he lost his right hand. That was no big deal though, since his hand was already a hook, and he simply replaced it with another. Thanks to the Manor von Baron set from 2020, we know exactly where this artifact ultimately ended up. Though this set is simple, its repeatable play feature and unique minifigures really make this one stand out. And at number 1 is set number 7417, the Temple of Mount Everest. Originally retailing for $30 US and containing 292 pieces, this set is both the smallest and most affordable of the 3 Orient Expedition flagship sets. For me though, that doesn't diminish its strength as an action-packed send-off on the perilous cliffs of the tallest peak on Earth. The goal of both parties is to be the first to obtain the golden sword of Marco Polo, hidden somewhere in the temple. Though the overall design could easily benefit from some expansion, particularly on the far side of the bridge, the play features here are plentiful. Pulling this tab on the bridge allows you to dump any of its occupants into the icy depths below, which is a fun variation on the bridge collapse from the Amazon. If you manage to cross the bridge in one piece, don't let the easily unlocked door fool you, because now you're face to face with a new bevy of classic adventurers' booby traps. In what might be the most brutal trap of the whole theme, these 2 ceiling-mounted axes are ready to absolutely pummel anyone standing in the doorway. This is activated by simply pushing this lance piece out from the structure. Resetting it is just as easy, as it simply tucks behind this bar handle plate. I'm not sure this would be considered a legal build by today's standards, since I'm pretty sure the lance is put under a decent amount of tension. But it makes for a knockout play feature in any case. If you somehow manage to dodge the axe, you won't get far before you're flung backward by this reverse trap door. Even if you manage to dodge this obstacle, you're not even greeted by the sword, but rather the Idol of Mount Everest, which is another artifact we later see in the Manor von Baron. Seems like that might have been his consolation prize. If you've done your research, you'll know that the actual hiding place of the Golden Sword is down below, concealed behind this sliding ice wall. Obtaining this artifact, along with the shield from India, makes you 2 for 3 on the artifacts needed to access the Golden Dragon. This tumultuous set contains 4 minifigures, the first being our Himalayas version of Johnny Thunder, along with his wise and knowledgeable guide, Sanye Dorje. This indispensable and set-exclusive member of the team knows all of the shortcuts and legends that help them reach the Golden Sword first. On the flip side, we have Nyan Pa, also known as the Yeti Hunter, who joins Sam Sinister on his quest for the sword. Much like all of Sinister's other partners in crime, this rough, rugged, and also set-exclusive frontiersman looks like he plays dirty. Finally, Sam Sinister himself shows up, this time wearing a flight cap and goggles, as he pilots this black-winged biplane. Though I loved the newer style planes in Dino Island, I do love the return to the World War I era aesthetic here. And I think this is a nice improvement on the bi-wing Baron from way back in the desert, even giving Sinister a nice place to store his top hat. The included map, provided by Sanye Dorje, leads to the third and final golden artifact, hidden in the Dragon Fortress in China. This set might just be the most action-packed in all of Orient Expedition, and the harsh conditions and sharp-edged play features give it a deliciously perilous middle act tone. But as always, what do you think of this middle chapter of Orient Expedition? Let me know in the comments below. And if you missed the episode on India or any of my other adventurers retrospectives, click on the playlist on your screen. And I'll see you next time in China.